Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I am going to be talking about specifically the Carmichael Show. So the Carmichael Show is a show, to my knowledge, it comes on NBC, and it's going into its third season. Now, I had seen one or two shows previously, but it really not been highly accessible to me, and the reason why is I don't, the way the Garibays consume television is very unusual. We only use streaming services. We don't really turn on, so we have cable, but we don't have a television that just plugs into the wall and gets cable, right? What we have is we have the fastest commercial pipe you can get for your home, right? So we're a digital family, and we have a very, very fast pipe into the house for digital, for our ISP, for our internet service provider. And we use Comcast, and we have the best package they can give us for our home, right? It's very, very quick. And we have a router, and everybody in the whole family just uses wireless devices to connect to that, right? But after 9/11, we never had a television you could turn on and just flip through the channels. We were done with that, right? And I was highly disturbed by what happened with 9/11. So much, I couldn't stop watching it for weeks, and I'm like, I don't like this. I want to change the way I watch television. And since 9/11, the Garibays have never watched television the same. A perfect example is this: is no one in the Garibay family has the ability to watch right now any professional sport on any. Even though I think we're paying for it in our package, right? So essentially, everything we watch comes through a streaming service. So we have Hulu, we have Netflix, we have Crunchyroll for Hulu is for new content, new shows. Netflix is for Netflix. Netflix is just awesome. I absolutely love their content. It's one of the happiest times I pay my bill every month. I totally feel like I get every dollar's worth of value out of Netflix. The other streaming service is Crunchyroll. We have Crunchyroll, which is an anime streaming service, and so that's great because we get to watch all the anime we want. And then we have YouTube, and we watch a ton of YouTube. And between those four streaming services, man, there is way more content than we can possibly consume. And also, the vast majority of that content, we have YouTube Red, by the way. The vast majority of our content is commercial free, which is great. It's not easily that important to me. I don't mind watching commercials. Hulu, we do pay a monthly service, but we still have to watch the ads. I have no problem with that. I don't mind watching ads at all. So all that to say, right now I started watching the Carmichael Show season 3, episode 1. Right. The Carmichael Show is the best sitcom on television today, right? Now, the way I know this is I watched season 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3, which are currently up on Hulu. That's the content that's being released this year. That's brand new content that can be watched today. And if you have regular television and you watch television the way a normal human being watches television, then you could get that served up on your own, and you could watch it, right? Now, I went back on Hulu, and it has everything just queued up for me right there, and I started watching seasons 1 and 2. And the Carmichael Show is brilliant. It is absolutely a brilliant show. What it is each episode, it's about a family. So there's Gerard and his brother, and Gerard and his girlfriend. Gerard is the main character of the show, okay? And Gerard is a millennial, okay? And he's a millennial, and he is and during the show he is at his apartment, or he is at his parents' house almost all the time. Okay, those are the main two sets on the show. By the way, this sitcom is very, very brilliantly done. It has very few set pieces, but they do a lot with the set pieces they have. So I think the cost on this show is very low, but it feels smart, and it is one of the best. I think it's the best written situational comedy on television today. Absolutely fantastic. All right, so you have Gerard and his girlfriend, his brother, his father, his mother, his brother's ex-wife, and that's pretty much it, right? Everybody else on the show comes in for 1 or 2 episodes, but the show is those 6 people talking about modern day occurrences, modern day events. or modern day even realities. Like here's some of the shows they've done that I've watched so far. Funerals. There's a show about funerals. Birth control. There's a show about birth control. Some more topics they've covered are military service. Okay, they've covered voting. They have covered relationships, modern relationships between men and women, right? Very, very interesting. They have covered transgender issues. They've covered a whole host of really, really interesting issues, right? And that's just some of them. And what they do is the show is a situational comedy, right? And they just put the characters in situations where they can talk at length about these topics. And it is just laugh out loud funny. There are minimum half a dozen laugh out loud moments in every show, but it really makes you think, and it's heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This ain't Friends, right? This is talking about some heavy topics, but it's done in a lighthearted way. The characters are just wonderfully crafted. You have conservatives and liberals that are represented on the show, in the show. And I'll tell you right there, that right there is what makes it so special, because that is exceptionally rare. It really is just exceptionally rare to see both sides of the political spectrum represented on television fairly, and that's the other thing. Everybody gets to talk. Doesn't matter if you're conservative or you're liberal, your side is going to be heard on the Carmichael Show. And I am just really blown away by the awesomeness of this show, the inventiveness of the show, and it's just a fantastic show. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I highly recommend it. And in my opinion, the Carmichael Show is the best situational comedy on television today. Take care.